That's what they're actually hunting for. They open a treasure chest, just the Fonz's coat.
And on that note, don't go see it.
Yeah, Dead Men Tell No Tales, pass. All right, now the latest in the Justice League installments, the latest installment in the Justice League, I guess franchise run, because there've been several series trying to do just this, is Justice League Action.
Yeah.
It's the new Cartoon Network show that's mostly available online too. Yeah. But dude, it's basically just another attempt to introduce new generations to the Justice League characters: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and then going beyond there, like all the previous shows should have.
John Constantine.
And Constantine going Justice League Dark.
I didn't see that episode, but I'm really jealous. I'm probably gonna go.
Oh no, it's perfect. Dude, you missed out, my friend. There's a couple of them.
It was the best use of John Constantine I have seen DC do in years. Here's why. Because the show is clearly meant for like that 7 to 14-year-old sweet spot.
Yes.
And they took John Constantine, who is like a super, he's a gritty dude and all like supernatural forces. And they had it where he
hardcore chain smoking.
He was talking in a really exaggerated British accent, and Batman's just like, "Oh well, he was hit with an accent exaggeration spell." so but it was really funny, and then they used him to make light of other cartoon tropes.
Yes.
Then they had him
smart comedy.
So Constantine is a chain smoker, and he had a lollipop, which is a harkening back to like 4Kids, like making anime characters have lollipops instead of cigarettes, and it just speaks to the level of humor in the show, which is it the best show ever? No, I'm not going to sit here and say, wow, what an innovative cartoon.
I really enjoyed it.
But what I'm getting at is I really enjoyed it, and I feel that for a children-oriented comic book show, I think it really hit the mark. It had really interesting character choices. For example, main villain Black Adam. What the hell? Whoever saw that coming? Not me.
That one surprised me because they've been trying to paint him. They've been trying to paint him as a villain, as like the anti-hero that everyone likes, type of thing.
Well, they're really playing up Shazam in this, so
yeah, they have to. But that was like a big thing, and I'm glad they didn't stick to that. I was afraid, since that went on for a few episodes, that it was going to be one of these, and the entire series is about one ultimate baddie.
Yeah, no, it had also really good mix of focus. Really good mix of focus on characters. Really good mix of, like, there wasn't too much Batman. Oh, it's all Superman. Oh, it's all Wonder Woman. I mean, it even had Plastic Man in it. Like, it really, they brought some great characters.
I love Plastic Man.
But that's the point. Yeah, name the last cartoon he was in any major capacity.
Plastic Man was... So, like I was saying... they did great work with a lot of these characters, including even introducing the BDQ.
Yeah, Swamp Thing shows up, guys.
Swamp Thing.
I was just having such a great time.
I was gonna say if Constantine's there, he's gotta be with his old buddy.
His old buddy,
Swamp Thing is his buddy.
Yeah.
Constantine
originally showed up in Swamp Thing.
Yeah. He has a tattoo of a tree on his butt for his good buddy Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing has one of the coolest logos. the style of the font and the Swamp Thing text looks good.
John Constantine does not have a tree on his butt because he's good buddies with Swamp Thing, but he does. Y'all should look into that, guys. Listeners out there.
This show also introduced a lot of the classic voice actors we know.
Really great voice. Sean Astin was the voice. It's unbelievable.
Sean Astin. That's Sean Astin, not John Astin.
No. So they had Crispin Freeman is one of the voices, which for those who are familiar with a lot of anime shows, he's been doing voices for 20 years. I mean, really, really great voice actor. And it just really interesting choices. Mark Hamill,
back as a few people, not just the Joker. That's
and of course Kevin Conroy, of course, as Batman.
Well, he's got to be Batman.
I mean, I don't think you're allowed to do it anymore without him.
I like Diedrich Bader. I like Diedrich Bader's Batman.
But he was quite good. But the point is that it has really strong voice acting. Like none of that weird, goofy, like, oh, understand why this character sounds so dumb. Like everyone sounded great. But also like really fun choices, like Booster Gold, like just really fun choices of characters.
Yes, that's the thing I like. This did a better job of what Justice League Unlimited tried to do.
Yes.
By making opportunities.
It didn't feel like people were shoehorned in. Like you get to a point, let's just put it this way, like Booster Gold shows up and he's waiting to have like a little sparring session with Batman. But it makes sense that he's there, and it makes sense he's kind of like a witty jock. And I'm here for it because it wasn't like, oh, and here's a cameo. Oh, and here's a cameo. And it felt pretty coherent.
No, I agree.
While
I
having
DC's
while having DC's large amount of characters, especially those affiliated with the Justice League, you don't see him too much so far, but, Green Lantern shows up at one point, really just to help them out building something, but it just had a really good... Yeah, but it just had a really great feel to the cartoon. My only negative with it, really quick, is just the art style was a little confusing to me at some points because certain characters looked, more realistic, more comic book-esque, if you will, and then others have almost cartoon faces, where like characters such as Shazam, a couple of child characters, and even some of the villains get these eyes that are very like just black dots with eyebrows, where they weren't as well drawn as other characters, and the art style choices were just a little confusing. Like Wonder Woman, for example, looks very, very young in this.
Yes, she does. They all kind of have that almost kitty.
Well, they're not chibis. It's not Teen Titans Go. It's not like they're really tiny, but
it's like American chibi.
Well, tell me from off base. In a way, yeah. Ballpark in this, somewhere between the X-Men Evolution show and Superhero Squad.
But X-Men Evolution was well drawn.
Yes, it was. No, I'm just making.
Whereas this, I almost feel like this show is, from what I've seen of it so far, it was better than its art style, if you will. That the show was better written than the art style given to it.
I concur. One thing I really got was this show was fun as hell, but not like, cutesy, we're going to throw in a lot of unnecessary jokes and not take the material seriously.
Good banter, yeah, good banter, but not like weirdly child pandering.
Correct. There was prestige in this. This was something
it had John Constantine in it. Like, an 8-year-old that watching this is not like, oh, it's my boy.
Well, I also appreciate how they use the DC universe. Not a lot of shows do. You get a show with Batman. Oh, it's going to have Batman's friends in there. Who? Well, we got Superman and Wonder Woman. All right, who else?
Swamp Thing.
Superman and Wonder Woman. This one, yeah, exactly. Yay. This one had Swamp Thing. The villains were Mongol. The villains were freaking, Mr. Mind.
That was really cool.
Well, he fought Brainiac again, then he fought Lex Luthor again, then he fought Brainiac again, then the Joker, then Brainiac again, then Lex Luthor again. Like, no, they varied it, and I dug the crap out of that. I appreciated that very much. Dude, as a DC fan, this is something I highly appreciate and highly recommend people check out.
And I'm not a strong DC fan. I'm much more of a Marvel fan. And even with my specialized and limited knowledge of DC characters, I found it quite enjoyable.
Dude, awesome to hear. Adam, you are the surprisingly silent.
I didn't get a chance to get a word in, and I didn't need to. You guys basically covered everything that I probably would have said.
You did do a little dance, so that was good.
I didn't watch a lot of them. I got check out a few, but it was definitely fun. Absolutely. So, like I said, you guys covered everything I probably would have said. So, just don't really need to say anything else.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, dude. Justice League Action.
Well worth checking out.
Absolutely, Herb. You hear that? My man. All right. And this has been the Geek Down here on WEMF Radio. I want to remind you all, catch us every Monday nights, 9 p.m. right here, or watch us live on twitch.tv/thegeek.